Assalamu Alaikum wa Rahmatullahi wa Barakatuh. When I say my first safe place, I do not mean a house. I mean a man whose life was arranged around responsibility, whose days were arranged around service, and whose heart was arranged around Allah. My father, every day, 5 times a day, he stood before Allah, not hurried, not careless, not distracted. He stood in namaz as he stood in life, with discipline, humility, and sincerity. Often he stood in the first row, not to be seen, but because he believed that if you are present, you must be fully present. Watching him pray taught me something early, that safety begins when a person knows where they stand before Allah. He carried that calm into everything else. He was a polite speaker, never sharp, never humiliating, never careless with words. Even disagreement came from him without insult, and almost always there was a smile on his face, not a performative smile, a subtle one, that kind that tells you this person is not at war with the world. As a child, I did not analyze this. I absorbed it. I absorbed the feeling that the world could be navigated without harshness, that dignity did not require dominance, that strength did not require noise. I watched him serve his own father for 10 long years of illness, every day, with care, with patience. Never once did I hear resentment. Never once did I see irritation. I saw khidmat that was not transactional, service as a worship, and somewhere inside me a quiet assurance of warmth. If love could endure like this, then life could be trusted. My father did not belong only to his family, he belonged to people. By Allah's grace, he helped many find government jobs. He guided them patiently. He explained processes. He encouraged them when they felt small. Many lives moved forward because he stood behind them unseen. He never claimed credit. He never counted favors. For him, benefiting others was not generosity, it was duty. He was deeply selfless. He wanted others to be benefited by him, even in the smallest way. He would guide people to good land to buy, thinking ahead for their future, hoping they would prosper, not for commission, not for gain, just so someone's tomorrow would be better. He gave free coaching, free teaching. He worked in schools with sincerity of heart, not for position, not for applause. He taught children as if the nation itself was sitting in front of him. Teaching was not employment to him, it was amana. Even when he was busy, and he was always busy, he chose to remain useful. He kept himself occupied, not to escape others, but to serve more. But busyness never made him inaccessible. Fatigue never made him unkind. At home, he was the same man, gentle with daughters, careful with sons, soft hearted, emotionally present. He never made me feel that being a daughter was fragile. He never made me feel that my voice needed permission. He trusted me. He trust given early becomes courage. I never grew up fearing my father. I grew up resting in his presence. Mistakes were met with guidance. Silence was met with patience. Questions were met with listening. That is my safety. Much later, when I encountered the language of feminism, when I read about patriarchy, about power and control, I understood something with clarity. My father had already shown me what ethical masculinity looks like, not through slogans, through life. A masculinity that prays, that serves, that teaches, that smiles, that gives without asking. Today he is no longer physically here, but safety, once lived so deeply, does not disappear. It becomes memory, it becomes steadiness, it becomes the voice inside me that says, be gentle, be responsible, be useful. My father was my first safe place because he lived in alignment with Allah, with people, with conscience. And because of that, I walk through the world without fear disguised as strength. I walk with dignity, with restraint, with trust. That episode is for men who pray quietly, serve without being seen, teach without charging, help without being asked, and for daughters who learn safety by watching such men live. In the next episode, I will speak about a man who was never insecure around a woman's strength, and why that confidence is born from faith and selflessness. Jazakallah.